Next speaker is George Meyers, speaking on Bill of Rights.
Thank you, Donna. Yes, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Bill of Rights. Apparently it was brought up in this discussion of the smoking ban. And the capacity it was brought up was apparently that smoking is not included anyplace in the Bill of Rights, so therefore you don't have a right to smoke. And I think that's very interesting. I mean, it's in that regard that it was brought up. And I think that's very interesting because a couple fellows by the name of James Madison and Alexander Hamilton were discussing this lady a little over 200 years ago. They addressed this very issue. And Alexander Hamilton describes it at length in the 84th Federalist paper. His objection to the Bill of Rights was exactly what this woman represented. He said, you know, if we put a Bill of Rights in there, there's somebody going down the road going to say, those are our only rights. So it's important that we do not have a Bill of Rights. He did not like the Bill of Rights because that's exactly what he said, the oppressed people down the road, those become the only rights that you have. And he said, no, the people of the United States are going to have all their rights. There are no restrictions on their rights. Well, James Madison listened to him, and so when he's the one that wrote up the Bill of Rights, so he included the Ninth Amendment just to address Alexander Hamilton's problem. I'm going to read it to you now. It said, let me get the right one, here it is. The enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not construe to deny or disparage others retained by the people. So he wanted to make it very clear that just because we list some of these rights doesn't mean that we don't have all the rights. And as a matter of fact, if you look at the Bill of Rights, and we all refer to it as a Bill of Rights. I'm referring to it as a Bill of Rights. Hamilton and Madison refer to it as a Bill of Rights, but it's not really a Bill of Rights at all. It's actually a Bill of Restrictions. And if you read the Constitution and you read the preamble to the Constitution, it says exactly that. And I'll read a little bit of that to you here. I'll find the page here real quickly. It said that it said, at the time of the adoption of the Constitution, people had this concern, all right, that there should be some further declaratory and restrictive clauses added to protect their rights. That's declaratory and restrictive clauses. That's in the preamble to the Bill of Rights. So, and if you read the Bill of Rights and you read the First Amendment, it said, Congress shall make no law. And then it describes freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, those rights. In the Second Amendment, it talks about the right to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. So they were very careful to make it a bill of restrictions on the federal government.
Wrap it up, please.
How much time have I got, Greg?
None.
None? Oh, all right. All right, thanks. Thanks for the warning. All right, but the point is, I'll wrap it up here really quickly. Thank you. The point is this was addressed, this objection this woman had was addressed. The fact that the cigarettes is not listed in the Bill of Rights or in the Bill of Restrictions, whatever you want to call it, does not mean that we don't have that right. I'd at least like to get that point across to you very clearly. Thank you.
Thank you. You'll be happy to know the gavel is actually chained down, so it won't be flying at any time.